Well, it's Fibro Friday, but on a Sunday. And boy, do I have some things to share with you. Something that I learned through this week is that surface dogs really make a difference for those with fibromyalgia. What do I mean by that? I mean that they can help you on so many levels. Yes, you do need to get authorization from a doctor. Yes, you do need to get um, noted that it would be a benefit to have a service dog, but it is so worth it. Now, why do I say this? Because I just got a service dog again for the second time. My first dog, he passed sadly almost 2 years ago because he couldn't breathe. And so I've noticed, and so have the doctors, that since his passing, my health, the fibromyalgia, has really gone downhill. And I've really begun to feel fibromyalgia in the deepest possible manner. Meaning that I apparently have gone so far downhill that I've lost muscle tone and it's turned to what they consider as fat, and I need to turn it to muscle. So for those of you with fibromyalgia, chronic pain, chronic fatigue syndrome, my recommendation is to see if you can qualify to get a service dog. Now, I'm not talking a big one because it doesn't necessarily need to be big, just one that will keep you in check, that will get you out of those funks and keep you in a positive momentum. So I'm keeping this video kind of short because, well, there's really not a need to make it big. But I've heard a question about fibromyalgia and service dogs. Yes, they do go hand in hand. They are a huge benefit, but you have to get the right doctor to approve it. See, a neurologist, they can say, yeah, you would do well with the service dog. Rheumatologists can say you can do good with the service dog. Regular doctors can also say that. But in reality, there has to be a reason. They have to find a reason to add in a service dog. Like in my example, they tried 3 different antidepressants and I rejected all of them. I have rejected everything on the table that they have tried. So I suggested openly a service dog because as much as they tried, my body was not going to respond the way they wanted it to. Can you totally relate? Where the medication just doesn't work? Well, in my experience, when it doesn't work, the alternative is a holistic measure like a service dog, like a TENS unit, and there's all sorts of different TENS units. My doctor even ordered up one that goes on the arm and it helps to relieve muscle tension in the neck and down in the for anywhere in the upper torso region. It's supposed to relax it. So I'm going to have to give an update on that one. Because apparently, if a doctor orders it, there's no charge to it. If you try to order it, there's a charge to it. Now, this is just from my experience so far. On the other hand, to get a service dog, it costs money. So you have to be ready to put up the money for it. But the benefits from it are just mind-blowing. I didn't realize how much my service dog was really helping me until I lost him. When I lost him at first, I was like, oh, the world, I can go on ahead and I can enjoy it. I tried and I tried, and as much as I did, it just wasn't working. I was struggling to the ultimate and trying to get back into social living. It just wasn't working. So my recommendations are always to try holistic measures first. Some people use CBD, which I personally cannot use, but if somebody likes CBD and it works, hey, I am not going to diss you. I just can't be around people who smell like it because it gives me a migraine. It doesn't mean that I'm not against it, that I'm not for that kind of holistic treatment. It just means for me, I can't handle it myself. So I'm not against that as an alternative, but it's not something I'm fully all out there about. I am, however, about TENS units. I'm about movement. I'm about getting into focus with socialization, getting out there, being a part of community stuff. And I personally, now I don't know about you, but for me personally, getting into a social setting just kind of gets my nerves just like, I'm just like, oh, I'm not sure about this. But as soon as I have a service dog, all of a sudden I'm able to be a part of it, a part of the social interaction, and it doesn't bother me. I didn't realize until after just how much I was able to socialize, how much I was able to get out there, how much I was able to overcome a lot of PTSD issues. It wasn't computing until people asked me about it later, and I was like, oh, oh, I guess he really did help out a lot, and I didn't see it. So what you see behind me has to be all straightened up before I get my service dog. And I'm getting her in a few days. So this is all going to be gone, and things are going to be cleaned up and straightened up. And this wall is going to be different here in the next day or two, because I'm going to be getting creative and getting things organized, because that's what I have to do to get ready. And these are the things that you have to think about in preparation for getting a service dog. Are you able to take care of it? Are you able to do the things that are required? And with fibromyalgia, it can be a challenge. With chronic pain, it can be a challenge. With chronic illness, it can be a challenge. And I admit it's not going to be easy, but I know that it's going to be for the best. So I just had to share on this Fibro Friday, but on a Sunday, that yes, service dogs are a great alternative to medication if you can find the right doctors to authorize it. And in my case, I was able to. But each person has their own doctors, and I can't make the doctor's decisions for them. I just highly recommend it when you can't find an alternative medication, or you can't find the things that you need. Sometimes the service dog can be the best answer. So there you go. There's the answer for this week about how to overcome the pains and the challenges of medication when your body isn't tolerating things.